Welcome to Healing at Home. You know that feeling when you suddenly realize just how much your everyday habits, the little things, impact your overall well being more than you ever thought possible? Well, today we're diving deep into exactly that. We're looking at how everything what's on your plate, the weather outside, even how well you slept last night affects your body, especially when it comes to managing blood sugar. We've pulled together some really fascinating insights from recent studies, expert talks, exploring not just what to eat, but really how to live for better blood sugar health. So our mission today in this deep dive, it's to cut through all the noise, find those real aha moments and give you practical knowledge you can actually use. Stuff that helps you feel more in control, more informed on your own healing journey.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it, how interconnected our physiology truly is. We often tend to put things in boxes, don't we? Diet here, exercise there, sleep somewhere else entirely. But what this deep dive really highlights is that taking a holistic view, seeing it all as one system, that's not just helpful. It's absolutely essential if you really want to thrive.
Okay, right. Let's unpack that. When we talk about managing blood sugar, the sources make it super clear. It's way more than just, avoiding cake. It's about building a whole strategy, isn't it? A comprehensive one.
Absolutely. It really starts with partnership, according to the sources. So first step, consulting your own doctor to look at personalized options, what's right for you. And crucially, working with someone like a certified health educator, someone who can help you understand the day-to-day lifestyle shifts that genuinely make a difference.
Okay. And those foundational strategies, diet is obviously huge. Our sources really emphasize the power of what's actually on your plate.
Exactly. But it's not about extreme restriction. It's smarter than that. Things like the DASH diet or the Mediterranean way of eating, they consistently show good results. Why? Because they focus on foods that break down slowly. Think whole fruits instead of juice. Complex carbs, lots of whole grains. And here's a key insight. Prioritizing fiber-rich veggies and lean protein before you eat carbs in a meal. That can really blunt those sugar spikes after eating. It gives your pancreas more time to respond properly. It prevents those sharp surges.
So you can have a little sweetness. It's not about total elimination, but more about strategy.
That's what the sources suggest, yes. You can eat sugar, but in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is avoiding those added processed sugars. And that trick we just mentioned, eating your fiber, your veggies, your complex carbs before dessert, that can significantly soften the blow, blood sugar-wise. Now, for type 1 management, it's a bit different. It involves carefully matching food with therapies. But for type 2, it really is about moderation, smart choices, and those strategic eating patterns.
Okay, beyond food, movement. Our sources frame this as non-negotiable, but also nuanced, right? Not just go burn calories.
Right. It's about the synergy, the combination, both aerobic exercise and resistance training. They work together. It's not just about getting your heart rate up. Even short bursts of resistance exercise, like lifting weights, can significantly boost how well your muscles take up glucose. That can have a more lasting positive effect on blood sugar than just cardio alone, sometimes. And get this, if you're trying to prevent prediabetes turning into type 2, losing just 5 to 7% of your body weight can cut that risk by as much as half, 50%.
Wow.
It's a really powerful statistic. Shows how much control you potentially have.
That is powerful. And maybe even more hopeful, our sources talk about type 2 remission.
Mm-hmm.
Not a cure, they're clear on that, but remission. That sounds amazing, but significant lifestyle changes can feel huge.
Mm-hmm.
Did the sources give any clues on how to make those changes stick?
That's such an important point. Remission means, essentially, achieving normal blood sugar levels without needing therapies. And it happens through those profound lifestyle shifts, diet, activity, and sometimes bariatric surgery is involved. The how often involves very personalized support, working with that health educator maybe, building habits slowly, small wins, not huge, drastic changes you can't sustain. It really just underscores the incredible impact of your daily choices long term.
And speaking of impact and insight, continuous glucose monitors, CGMs. This feels like a total game changer in understanding our bodies, moving from guesswork to seeing it happen in real time. Imagine if you could actually see how that meal or that stressful meeting affected your blood sugar right then and there.
That's exactly what a CGM does. It's a small device, pretty discreet usually, uses a tiny sensor that sits just under the skin in the interstitial fluid between muscle and skin. And it measures your glucose levels roughly every 5 minutes, sending all that data straight to your phone.
Okay, so what does that mean for someone at home trying to manage their health? Beyond just the basics we've discussed.
Well, it gives you this incredible immediate feedback loop. Something, a finger stick test, which is still valuable for, spot checks, just can't provide. You can literally see on a graph the difference between eating, say, pasta versus having eggs and veggies. That immediate visual feedback, it lets you make informed adjustments right away. It's like having a real-time coach in your pocket.
Yeah, I read about a clinical nutritionist who wore one, and some of her findings were really surprising, like taking a really hot bath made her blood sugar spike.
Yes, that's fascinating. She linked it to something called the hormetic stress response. Basically, the body experiences a controlled, sort of beneficial stress, like intense heat. It might temporarily raise blood sugar, but the idea is it actually strengthens your body's ability to adapt over time, makes you more resilient. She also saw, visually, something she always told clients. Walking drastically lowers blood sugar. She could literally watch her levels drop on the screen as soon as she started her walk.
Wow, seeing that happen must be incredibly reinforcing. And she also mentioned stress, didn't she? The non-food stuff.
Oh, hugely. Stress was a big one for her. Blood sugar went up noticeably when she was under high stress, like dealing with a newborn and work at the same time, and poor sleep, too. Even just one bad night led to more erratic, higher blood sugar levels during the night, probably linked to cortisol, releasing stored sugar.
But it wasn't all bad news. She found things that worked really well, her break fasts. Meals designed to be stable.
Exactly. Rich in protein, fat, and fiber. Those meals consistently kept her blood sugar stable, scoring really well on her CGM app for minimal impact. It just shows how powerful specific food combinations can be. So CGM's obviously useful for people managing conditions, but also maybe for people who are just data-driven or anyone who needs that visual nudge, that real-time feedback to finally say, ditch the sugary soda or prioritize sleep.
It sounds incredibly useful for getting those personal insights, but, could it be too much data for someone just starting out, maybe feeling overwhelmed? Did the sources talk about that?
That's a really valid concern. And yes, the advice seems to be, if you're just starting out, focus on the foundations first. Get the basics right, protein, healthy fats, fiber, start walking, add some strength training. You can get bogged down in data. The goal is insights that lead to action, not just tracking for tracking's sake. Maybe use it later or just for short periods to fine-tune things rather than letting it dictate every single moment.
Makes sense. But that idea, what gets measured gets managed, it's so compelling. Makes you wonder about the future. What if this tech became standard, non-invasive, easy for everyone?
It could absolutely be revolutionary. Though there have been real hurdles historically, getting truly non-invasive monitoring into something like a smartwatch. Issues with size, accuracy, and getting through rigorous approvals like from the FDA here in the US, it's held things back.
Yeah.
But imagine the potential. If everyday people could easily see how their bodies respond to things, it could change health habits on a massive scale. Maybe like how step trackers changed our awareness of daily movement.
Okay, so we've got food, we've got monitoring. But the sources go even further, don't they? Into how our environment, daily stress, even the weather plays a huge role.
Indeed. When you zoom out, you see that managing blood sugar effectively isn't just about meals. It's a 247 year-round thing, influenced by factors you might not even think about initially.
Let's start with summer. Hot weather, what actually happens, and what can we do?
Okay, so insights from diabetes management experts highlight that high temperatures can easily lead to dehydration. And dehydration directly makes your blood glucose more concentrated. Your kidneys also get less efficient at filtering out excess glucose. So readings tend to rise. To manage this, hydration is number one. Carry water, aim for light-colored urine. Simple but critical. And protect your supplies. Meters, test strips, insulin, they can all degrade in extreme heat. Keep them out of direct sun, hot cars. Use cool packs if you're traveling.
Right. And what about being active or just knowing what's happening in your body when it's hot?
Good point. For exercise, try to do it during cooler times, early morning, evening. Find shade. And be aware of symptoms. Heat exhaustion can feel a bit like low blood sugar, tired, confused, sweaty. So if you feel off, always double check with a finger stick. Continuous monitors can sometimes lag a bit during rapid changes. And lastly, foot care. Especially important if you have nerve damage, decreased sensation. Wear proper shoes, even when it's warm, and check your feet daily for blisters or sores. Those can turn serious fast in the heat.
Okay, that makes sense. Now flipping to the other side, autumn, winter, colder weather, how do the challenges change?
They definitely shift. We heard from Dr. Ayşe Yilmaz, an internal medicine specialist, and Dr. V. Mohan, another expert. They pointed out a few things. Cold weather constricts blood vessels, which slows down circulation. Plus, shorter days, less sun. That can mean lower vitamin D levels, which might affect insulin resistance.
And I guess we naturally move less and maybe eat differently when it's cold and dark. Holidays, comfort food.
Precisely. Less activity, maybe bigger portions, especially around holidays, that can really cause blood sugar swings. Dr. V. Moorhan specifically warned about the higher risk of foot problems, like infections or even gangrene, because of that poor circulation in the cold. So, key tips for colder months. Stay active. Find indoor options, gym, home workouts, even walking laps in a mall.
And nutrition-wise, how do we navigate that? Plus staying healthy generally.
Focus on seasonal, fiber-rich veggies, think zucchini, leeks, cabbage, that sort of thing. Be mindful of those traditional high-carb desserts or sugary warm drinks like salep, which can be loaded with sugar. Maybe opt for unsweetened herbal teas instead. Portion control is key, especially during festive periods. And boosting immunity is extra important. People managing blood sugar can be more vulnerable to infections. Dr. Ayşe Yılmaz really stressed getting flu and pneumonia shots, washing hands well, maybe wearing a mask in crowded places, anything to avoid getting sick, because illness can really throw blood sugar off balance. Oh, and keep your meter and strips warm, and warm your hands before testing. Cold can affect the reading accuracy.
Wow, it really is a whole body, whole life picture, isn't it? This deep dive makes you really think about the words we use, like diet.
It does. That was a great point from one of the sources. The word diet often sounds temporary, doesn't it? Like
Right.
a short-term fix you endure to hit a target. But for managing blood sugar long-term, or really any sustainable health change, that temporary mindset, it can actually work against you.
So what's a better way to think about it, especially for our listeners embracing this healing at home idea as a continuous journey?
Well, the alternative suggested was something like framing it as a lifestyle. The example used was ketogenic lifestyle versus ketogenic diet.
Mm.
The point being, it focuses on a sustainable way of being, a metabolic state, rather than just a restrictive temporary plan. It allows for flexibility within a core approach.
Yeah.
And that shift in perspective, it's crucial for healing at home. Seeing your choices not as some short, hard effort, but as an ongoing, integrated part of how you live your life. A permanent, positive way of being.
We have covered so much ground today, from those core principles of managing blood sugar, the truly empowering insights you can get from monitoring, all the way to how the seasons, stress, even just a bad night's sleep can have such a profound impact.
Yeah, hopefully you now have a much deeper sense of just how interconnected everything is. Your health, your daily choices, your environment, it all ties together. It's really about making informed decisions day by day that truly support you on your path towards healing at home.
So as we wrap up, what does this all mean for you listening right now?
But maybe consider this. If your body could instantly give you feedback, like a daily report card on every single thing you ate, every stressful moment, every walk you took, how might that change how you approach your day? Purely for your health.
It's a powerful thought. We invite you to maybe just reflect on one small thing, one habit you could adjust based on what we've discussed to better support your own blood sugar health. Maybe it really is just carrying that water bottle, or checking your feet more often, or truly recognizing the huge value of a good night's sleep. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive on healing at home. We really hope you feel more empowered and ready to thrive.